Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm gonna tell you the story of the greatest auction flip in Hypixel Skyblock history. Now, this auction flip actually happened not too long ago, and it had a transaction dealing with nearly 1 billion coins. Now, I know what some of you guys might be thinking. Well, Binner, this surely isn't the largest auction flip in Hypixel Skyblock history. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's been auction bids in Hypixel Skyblock that was close to the integer limit. You know, surely that was larger. Well, you're not technically wrong, but you see, these bids at the time was only just rich people trying to flex their wealth. But the auction flip I'm about to talk about today is a legitimate one, with a legitimate buyer and seller, and trading a legitimate product. Now, I do know that my name is stamped on this auction house transaction, but to tell the truth, I'm not actually directly involved with this story. Well, you see, it's kind of complicated, so let's start from its beginning. This story begins with a rich billionaire in Hypixel Skyblock who goes by the name of Shibi. You see, recently, after getting pretty wealthy in the game, he started having a strange habit of collecting rare and expensive items to place on his island. And one of the items that he was looking out for was a Chimera 5 book. Now, in case you guys don't know what Chimera 5 is, to put it simply, it is basically a rare enchantment book that is rarely dropped by a rare mob that spawns in a rare event. Yeah, it's pretty rare. And as you can probably guess, this book is crazy expensive. And that just happened to be the kind of items that Shibi was looking for. So it just so happened that someone was selling a Chimera 5 book that day, and he managed to buy the book for 377 million coins. Now, here's the deal, right? While Chimera was a super rare book that came as a rare drop from a rare mob, it was basically useless. In case you guys don't know what Chimera does, it basically copies the stats of your pets on your weapon. The problem is, there aren't actually that many pets in Hypixel Skyblock with that useful of a stat that you want to copy on your weapon. And do remember that Chimera is actually an ultimate enchant, so by putting it on your weapon, you have to sacrifice the other ultimate enchants you could possibly put on it. And you know, that generally isn't worth it. Considering that Chimera 5 was that expensive, there really wasn't a good reason for people to buy it just to put it on a weapon. You know, it's more of just like a, oh, I'm rich, so I'm buying this kind of thing. You know what I mean? However, that was about to change. Not long after Shibi bought the Chimera 5 book, Hypixel released the Enchanting update for Hypixel Skyblock on December 4th. So in this Enchanting update, the Hypixel Skyblock admins added a brand new stat to Hypixel Skyblock, which is called ability damage, and that completely changed the meta for mages. Now, I kind of fully explained how this new meta works in this video, but to give you a quick summary, basically, all of a sudden the sheep pet became extremely good once again because it now has a stat of increasing ability damage by 26%, and that is extremely valuable because there's actually very few ways for you to increase ability damage in Hypixel Skyblock. And this also made the Chimera enchant very useful again all of a sudden, because it became one of the few ways to get additional ability damage, as you could use it to copy the stats of the sheep pet. So basically, overnight, the Chimera enchant went from a flex enchant for rich people to use and show off with, to one that has an actual use and is actually pretty overpowered for dungeons. This hence resulted in a jump in the price of the Chimera book. You see, before this update dropped, Chimera 1 books were averaging around 25 million coins each. However, now Chimera 1 books were retailing for about 70 million coins each. Now, given that you need 16 Chimera 1 books to make a Chimera 5 book, that places the valuation of the Chimera 5 book at 1 billion coins. So yeah, he decided to sell his book. I mean, on paper, he already made 500 million coins of profit. You would have to be stupid to not sell this book. While all of this does sound pretty great, there still existed a slight problem. You see, while technically the book's valuation is 1 billion coins, so far no one has yet sold this Chimera 5 book on the market. I mean, there's probably only one or two out there, and Shibi is holding to one of them, so there may not even be a single person out there who has a Chimera 5 book to sell, first of all. And second of all, there may not even be a person on the market willing to spend 1 billion coins on a book. Think about it, right? There is no weapon in Skyblock that is worth 1 billion coins, and you are gonna put an enchant that's worth 1 billion coins on a weapon that's not even worth 1 billion coins. There's gonna be a hard sell, right? That being said, all of our doubts slowly vanished as we started hearing bids coming in. Several rumors were starting to spread around that there were a bunch of rich dungeon sweats that were plotting to bid tons of coins for this book. We heard multiple rumors of people that were willing to bid 800 million coins for it, but the largest bid that we heard from rumors was from Egom, a dungeon sweat that was leading in Catacombs level. Now, it was actually rumored that he was willing to bid 1 billion coins for this book, and the reason why he was willing to pay so much was because he was intending to make a video with it. And hence, the day of reckoning arrived. Slight issue, the book was underselling. You see, the highest bid on it has only been 600 million coins, and well, that's quite far from the 1 billion dream. So it's time to use an auction house technique. auction boosting. Now, in case you guys don't know what auction boosting is, let me quickly explain to you how it works. The idea is basically you have two people, the person selling the item and the person boosting it. Basically, the seller will give the booster a bunch of coins that the booster will then use to bid on the seller's auction, artificially increasing the price of the auction and allowing the item to sell at a higher price and prevent it from being sniped below market price. Now, this strategy does sound pretty overpowered, but do keep in mind it has several risks. First of all, as the seller, you kind of need to have a lot of coins. I mean, how else are you going to give the coins to the booster to bid on your own auction if you don't? Secondly, you also kind of need a trusted booster because, I mean, the booster can just, take your coins and run. That's the thing. Lastly, as the auction booster, you also kind of need to know when to stop bidding, as if you are the booster and you bid too high of a price and no one outbids you, you're screwed. I mean, the item now doesn't sell and you now have to pay taxes for the price you bid it on, which can amount to quite a bit, especially for big transactions where the taxes could be millions of coins. Anyways, back on topic. Well, it is now time for us to auction boost this Chimera book. Now here's the deal, right? Since we have heard plenty of rumors that there were a crap ton of people willing to bid a much higher price than 600 million for this Chimera book, we thought that auction boosting was probably necessary for the book to sell at true price and prevent it from being sniped for below market rate. So Shibi dropped me 1 billion coins and well, it is time for me now to boost this auction. The bidding action got pretty intense, and halfway through, one of the guys who was trying to buy the Chimera book for a cheaper price than its true value and offered me 20 million coins to stop bidding. Yeah, no way dude. I mean, the book is underselling by nearly 300 million coins. You think 20 million coins is gonna stop me? So yeah, we continued the boost, and before long, the big boy that we were expecting, Egom, came. There we have it. The book can now finally sell for its true price. I started mini bidding war with him and well, it was getting close. 950 million, 973 million, and silence. Egom did not outbid me. The auction ends. We got too greedy. You see, apparently, we got the rumors wrong. Egom's true budget was only 950 million coins and not 1 billion. So I boosted a little bit too high. Now that's quite unfortunate because with an auction worth 973 million coins, the tax is nearly 10 million coins. After that slight hiccup with the auction flip, Egom decided to go visit Shibi's island and they came to a private settlement. Shibi tried to convince Egom to pay 1 billion coins for the book, but he refused. And in the end, the book was sold at 950 million coins. With that, Shibi made a profit of 550 million coins. Just a little fun fact, at the end of the day, it turned out that Egom wasn't the one who made the video with the Chimera 5 book. It was Menacing Banana that did so, which is a pretty funny side note, I guess. I mean, I guess he wasn't the one who wanted to make the video with the sword. I mean, he did kind of mention the sword in one of his other videos, but it wasn't really that important of a point. It makes me wonder if the billion coins that he spent on it was really worth it after all, but oh well. So yeah, with that, this concludes the story of the greatest auction flip in Hypixel Skyblock. With just one book, one item, and one trade, Shibi made a profit of 500 million. You know, as I step back and look at this great flip, I think back to mine, where I sold my Necron handle for 500 coins. You know, on one hand, we have Shibi over here making a profit of 500 million, while on the other hand, I lost 500 million. So yeah, the duality of life.
Drop it like it's hot.